Monster is one of those OG animes in the anime universe that every single respectable anime watcher has watched before. And whenever I'm looking at any list of villains, I always see the villain from Monster in that list, and he's always in top 5. And I was in the mood for a mystery anime, something similar to Death Note, so I picked up Monster, and this is my review. It's a partial review because I haven't finished the show, and the reason why I haven't finished the show, we'll get to that in the future. I'm currently watching it on Netflix. Clearly, Netflix doesn't want me watching their shows and don't care about their customers. But jumping straight into the review, I think the anime did a very good job establishing the main character, Dr. Tenma. Well, not his backstory, but introducing him to the audience. A genius doctor that is, in my opinion, the best surgeon in the whole show, as that's what they tried to portray. The story is centered around him, and how the circumstances of his life played out forced him to become a detective and also take off the burden of killing a psychotic murderer. The psychotic murderer being the antagonist of the show, Johan, who by far I think is my favorite character in the show. I really loved how they made a very good effort to show us that Dr. Tenma was very moral and was a good person. And they did this by showing us how he clashed with the director in terms of who should be saved. There is nobody life that is more important than the other.
My husband was dying and he was brought to this emergency room first. He came in long before that stupid opera singer was here. But you made him wait to be operated on.
And his actions from the beginning caused him to lose his job as well as his fiancée, which basically derailed his life. Him also being an immigrant from Japan definitely did not make it easier for him in post-World War II Germany to get to where he was. So everything crashing down because he did what was morally right made me connect with him even more.
This is my boy!
Then the main story starts. He saves 2 kids that were caught in an armed robbery that led to the death of their adopted parents. And then the major plot twist of the whole show starts from there. Spoiler warning if you don't want any spoilers. The boy that was shot, that Dr. Tenma ended up operating on, was in fact Johan, and he was shot by his sister because Johan ended up being one of those kids that sit down at the back of the class, and when they tell you don't come to school tomorrow, you should take them seriously. He committed the murders and framed it to be an armed robbery, and Nina, his sister, tried to kill him because he's a monster. But that's how the whole story starts. So the story follows Tenma's journey in trying to catch this killer because he was framed for the death of the chairman of the hospital. At the end of the day, Johan ended up killing the chairman of the hospital, and Dr. Tenma looked like the person that had the most motive as he just lost his job and his career derailed after going so well. So Tenma goes on a run and is chased by the police, and we just follow his journey on how he finds out more about this Johan character. And from where I am right now, it seems he's getting the resolve to try and get the job done himself. I don't think he's trying to turn him in, which I feel like is the smartest option to clear his name, but the story is much more complicated than that. Now, my overall thoughts of this show, I feel like the premise is so good. The storyline is also good, but it's difficult for me to watch so many episodes at once. Why? Because I feel like there are so many other informations that we don't need. I think this show should have been 40 episodes max, but because the story could be told in 40 episodes, we should just focus on the main characters. Whenever Johan is on the screen, I have a splendid time, but sometimes we take detours chasing other characters. For example, when we went on a detour with 2 police drivers when Tenma and the kid he adopted were stranded, and how they wanted to go and meet their child. That's not needed. I mean, it can be seen as character development and world building. I just feel there are more efficient ways to go through the story while focusing on the main characters, because they do have very interesting characters. I think Tenma is a very interesting character. Johan is the best character in my opinion because he has the most layers. Nina is here and there, and the detective that is always chasing Emma is also a good character, but he's supposed to be this crazy good detective. But I feel like the signs are so clear and his pride isn't letting him do anything, which I don't understand how the best detective would be behaving that way. But the other side quests that they go through just feels like it's not needed in the story, and I think that's the reason why I still haven't caught up, because there are some times I go episodes and I don't even see anybody that I like, or maybe the person is there but he's not really doing anything to affect the series as a whole. Temma treating a random gangster, or Nina trying to find out where Johan is. That's important, but I think if they focus more on the plot and the storyline, it would be a much more enjoyable watch than what it is currently. But overall, my thoughts on it so far, I think the storyline is very nice. The mystery behind it is beautiful. Everything that I've seen from Johan so far is lovely. Whenever he's on the screen, he's so calm, he's so psychotic. I feel like he can kill you at any time, and he comes as a friend. And obviously, the devil will never come with the red horns. So he's currently living up to the expectations, but I still don't know much about him yet. I want to see how the story ends before I rank him on my list of psychotic characters. But overall, having fun with it. I'm going to try and finish it as soon as I can so that I can give an in-depth review of the whole show. There's a lot of politics going on. I think they're trying to resurrect Nazis, but it's also confusing. But I'm just about 20-something episodes in, so about halfway. Next review would be a full-on review of the whole show, and stay tuned for that one. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. See you in the next one. Peace.